What's up, everybody? It's the Squeegee Life podcast here with Mark and Seth and Tim in Jersey. How are
What's
you,
up?
sir?
I'm grand.
Are you holding up, man? I know it's rough in these streets for everybody. Yeah, what's up, Mark?
My thumb is so sore from sitting on it, doing nothing.
I can't see anybody but Jersey. Is everyone's camera on? Should
Yeah.
I shut mine off? Really? All right.
We might have to do that to ours. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see
do
Jersey.
that to yours. I see Jersey. I don't see anybody else.
Okay, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Please, I want to see your pretty
All
face.
right. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn my camera off for a minute because Mark cannot see. How about now, Mark?
Yeah, there you go. There's
right.
my hot man.
All right.
There's my hot man. Hey, you know what? See, I gotta tell you, I was in my
what
shop
up?
when you guys were doing that podcast, and when
Uh-huh.
you started doing those push-ups,
Uh,
I got a faint, very slightest little tickle in my scrotum. That's how I was egging you on, buddy. I was there for you.
That's wonderful, Mark.
Right?
Hey, listen. Like Jersey said, I'm actually technically that was like 7 push-ups because of the willy gut. I can only get halfway down, so that's technically only 7. That's what he said. I'm fine with that. They were legit. You feel like they were legit? I felt like they were good enough. Hey, Kirsch, I love you, Kirsch Ray. I hope you're doing good, bud. My cousin Kirsch is watching. Huh?
On those things, man, when I watched you do them, your form was like 1,000 times better than I thought it would be. You didn't even your arms weren't wobbling. Like, I was impressed.
That's why I stopped at 15 because I did not want anyone to get footage of me struggling whatsoever besides getting up. That's the only struggle I wanted people to see is like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this really quick and get up when I'm done.
I got to say another thing, too. I was surprised. I tried to zoom in to see how red your face was, but I was like, that motherfucker's going to look like a tomato with eyes, but he wasn't that bad.
I'm slightly athletic for a chubby guy, slightly. Just like,
You're the athletic supporter.
Yeah. I catch you by surprise with the athleticism occasionally. Not very often. Like if you ask me to jump or something, forget about it. But anything on the ground, I got you. No jumping. Nice. Jersey, those are legit 15 for us fat boys. Yeah, Jacob Dell agrees with me that those are real push-ups, and they weren't sissy push-ups. So
now Jacob Dell cannot say those are push-ups for us. Like he was part of that.
Yeah.
He was sitting there.
Oh yeah. Those are my push-ups, Jacob. Those are mine.
He definitely was having a Mick pick too and hanging out.
A Mick pick too? That's a little aggressive.
I regret the bet I made. I'm like, how the hell am I going to drink 15 beers in 2 hours? I'm like, good luck.
Dude, you better. I want to see you unseal those beers.
I've already done one
Okay,
section.
well, you're going to open them in front of the camera.
Chris Johnson,
Okay.
Richie Blue's watching. What's up, Richie Blue? I know Richie Blue is out there clinging to the streets, boy. It's got to be rough over there where he's at.
Oh, yeah.
To the Wii. We
Yep.
ain't forgot about you, Richie. Richie Bliznew. Everybody go buy handy sleeves right now.
Yeah, so
you got $20. You got $20. Go order a handy sleeve combo from Jersey. Where do they call you at, Jersey? To buy a handy sleeve combo.
Just give me a call at 862-312-2026.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
WCR, come see us in here.
We're having a telethon, guys. We're having a telethon for handy sleeves tonight.
We need a board in the background.
Yeah.
I'm
We're having a telethon.
Nice and easy.
Right, we're doing sales. All you gotta do is call Jersey. We're gonna charge you 10% more to ship it today.
That most of the calls we've been getting is like, are you guys even still open?
Man, yeah.
You know, they just assume you're not.
I mean, it's a different and difficult situation. Nothing that I think anyone would ever predicted anything like this. This is definitely strange. This is different. Very different. To be shut down because of an illness. Not the weather, not you know what I mean? An illness that's affecting, attacking people.
It's been 100 years since it's happened.
Yeah, man.
Not even an illness, but the potential of an illness.
Yes. Yeah, just the scare of it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'll tell you what. It's like I said, a good friend of mine, he works for the guy that owns Weber Grills. The guy's a very wealthy man. and the guy has 6 or 7 yachts, and he does yacht work, So he's always working on the guy's boats. The guy had a house in the Bahamas that got trashed recently in the hurricane, so he'd been there several times overseeing the construction and the rebuild of the house. And it was funny, not funny, but 2 weeks ago he says to me, they want me to go back to the Bahamas, but I've got to get this boat done, because they pulled it out of the water. When they pull those yachts out of the water, they got to get a bunch of shit done, because it's like $50,000 to pull the thing up and chalk it, right? So he's organizing all the contractors. He's working on it. And I go, well, do you have a choice? And he's like, well, I could kind of stay working on the boat. He goes, but they really want me to go make sure the contractors are doing what? Well, he went out to the Bahamas, came back, felt like shit. The next day went to the hospital. They thought he had pneumonia, gave him some meds and shit, sent his ass home. And he had to go back, and
Had to take him
and
back.
he was doing better. Yeah, but he was doing better.
Uh-huh.
And then they had to put they had to put a ventilator on him, one of them
Yeah.
things. So his oxygen levels are low, man. It's kicking his ass. So I'm praying for him, I mean, like I said, when it hits somebody that close to home, I know
Yeah.
this dude 30 years, 30
Yeah.
fucking,
Right.
and you start to realize that, it's just like I said, I'm out trying to make a living. That's why I'm out. I'm not out to beautify the world, but I have to have normalcy in my day. Even if I go out and wash 10 jobs, 5 jobs, 3 jobs,
Yeah, that's
it's what I've been doing for my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying right now, because
yeah,
it's been
yeah.
since last Monday for me, and I can tell you, it's really, really weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really weird. I mean, I've gotten out and done maybe a couple of hours. You know what I mean? And that's really, really weird. So
Yeah.
what can you do? And on top of that, it's raining, so everything I can do, I can't do.
Yeah.
So it rains and then it doesn't rain.
Well, we had good. We've got good weather. Like on a Monday, I went up. I have a BMW dealer that goes twice a month, and I show up and I start washing it. And this guy's a stickler for service. I mean, I literally bring him a ticket to sign, and he inspects every single window, and I'm fine with that because he's paying me to do that. Well, I go, hey, just so you know, it's outsides only, and we're only doing this to keep you looking good. And he looks at me and he goes, everybody that you see working here has had a 20% pay cut or unemployment.
Jeez.
So I'm like, wow.
Fucking
So
Mark's here for the doom and the gloom.
Yeah, no, but Mark's here to take more money and wash their windows.
You want me to bring dinner?
No.
Tim's
Yeah,
here,
you
by
guys
the
want-
way.
You guys want some? You want some dinner?
No, we're good, bro.
He is yelling. She's
Oh,
got
there's
it.
okay.
That's
There's
spaghetti,
Tim.
man.
I can add Tim to the podcast now. I didn't know. You got to let me know when the video's on. So how you doing, Tim?
I can see him.
I'm good.
Tim's
Just
drinking
listen.
beers, listening to the podcast with us. He's just hearing moral support in the background because I did 15 push-ups. So he's being a man of his word and drinking 15 beers. So there's Tim too.
I haven't had enough interaction with Tim, but I could say Seth's laughing at your 15 beers because I think Seth could put down 15 beers and probably do some fucking backflips and some push-ups. And
Yeah. Seth,
Just so I can get it done.
hey,
but-
Seth. What Mark's trying to say is Seth's an alcoholic.
No, I'm not saying he's alcoholic. He can drink. I've seen him.
Thanks,
I've seen him
Mark.
in action.
I'm good until I start doing the Jack,
Yeah.
Jack Apple or something like that,
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
like that.
right. That's best
Yeah,
not
Bud
to
Light
be.
will be tame.
Yeah, it's best
I
not
drink,
to be.
That's why I drink Bud Light too. I mean, it's not like I'm drinking heavy beer, so I can drink it all day.
Yeah.
Jersey, you're always drinking water.
I am always drink. I literally don't drink too much,
Like,
and
I-
I
we
just
were-
got wasted over the weekend, and it reminded me that I'm old.
Well, when we went to the huge convention last year, I did not see you drink anything, just water.
No, I really don't drink a ton. I literally at the huge
He's too
convention and
busy.
stuff. I talk all day long.
Mhm.
I can't also drink because I just
Right?
I can't.
Ooh.
I can't.
I can't.
Yeah.
Do you say things? Are you a sayer of things? Do you just say things? You seem like a sayer.
it.
Yeah, you just say stuff that you wouldn't normally say. Because I'm that
What do you
way.
mean?
When I drink, I say things that I normally like. My inner voice comes out more, and I have a hard time with that filter.
I have more of a good time. Like I'm cool and happy
I do too,
and whatever, and then I get drunk and get like a happy drunk.
Oh well,
But I can't
That's-
physically do like 16, 18 hours of like talking and mingling with people and then try to drink on top of that. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
See, people, if they see me if you see me drinking a beer, you know, you see me drinking a beer, you'll be like, that guy doesn't drink beer. And you know why? Because Seth probably can relate to this. I'm one of those guys that once I pee one time, which is generally after half of a beer, like every 15 minutes, you're like, I'm drinking with my grandmother here. I will pee 100 times more than I drank.
Well, the deal is with beer is you cannot, if you break the seal, that's it. You got to hold on to it for a minute, man.
You gotta wait till you 3 beers.
You got to 4. Yes, you got to do like 3, 4 beers and then throw a whiz. That's the way to do it. Nice, Tim. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm sure Jersey's super stoked to be on this podcast this evening with us. Absolutely,
I just want to swear the whole time. Yeah, I don't get to swear. I didn't even bring any cigarettes. Like I should just be smoking too. Like I feel.
You're out of the loop, man.
Yeah, your podcast, Jersey, is way more professional than ours. It's like Jersey should show up with the Mr. Rogers sweater on, change his shoes, sit down. That would be funny if you did a Mr. Rogers theme.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
you should do that.
I think it's.
Actually, if I'm not wearing one of these sweatshirts, that it's a zip up, and I was told I look like Mr. Rogers, so I stopped wearing them.
Well, that's wonderful. Wonderful for you guys. I'm glad that you guys like to pick on people.
I lost a lot of work today.
Yeah, you lost a lot of work today, Tim.
I appreciate the beer today. Yeah, I lost a lot of work today.
Done now, Tim?
What do you mean? Working?
Like, are you on? Are you on like stay at home lockdown?
I'm in Ohio, so I mean we're essential if we want to go out.
Yeah,
but
we're essential. That's what's weird about all this.
I've got 4 jobs on Saturday. 3 of them are gutter jobs. It's 1 window job. All my stuff that's before the 6th is canceling to go to a later date. Because that's when we're all shut down here.
I actually got a call a little early, maybe like an hour or a call and then a text message from a lady that wanted her gutters cleaned. It's kind of weird, Tim. I've got gutter. That's what's weird. I'm getting more phone calls for gutters right now. Huh?
Really good time for gutters. This is a really good time for gutters. Eat up the gutter business. But like the church, I do a church once a month, and they had to cancel because they're not. I mean, they haven't been open in 3 weeks, so they're not getting tithes right now. So I mean, until further notice, I'm off there. So that's at least the 3 months of them getting the money back flowing before they call me back. So it's a church. I'm obviously going to go do it and just write it off. But I mean, for right now, it's just everybody's canceling, man. Even restaurants. I mean, you think about the restaurant industry alone, how many guys clean their windows? It's going to take a few couple weeks if they're not ready. A lot of restaurants are going out of business. There's a lot of mom and pops not going to stay in business during.
It's going to be hard for. It's going to be definitely hard for people. Yeah. It's going to be hard for a lot of people. But this is the way I look at it. I just got to do whatever I got to do. You know what I mean?
Hey, my
side gig. You just got to do what you got to do.
My side gig. You know me in the winter. I serve. My buddy owns 2 restaurants. I go over there. My wife and I will go hang out for the day. We work together. We work 5-6 hours. We make $300-400, and we dick off all winter, and that went away. So we don't have that income. For season doesn't kick until middle of April. So Leah's freaking out, man. She don't know what to do. She's never not been able to work, so she just I want to work.
They're not. Are they postponed or are they canceled? Just postponed.
All ours are just postponed. Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing, man.
I mean, the money's
that's
there.
The way. That's that's the way you got to look at it. The money's there, man. It's postponed. That's the way I'm trying. That's the mind frame that I'm trying to keep right now. Is that I'm going to have that money a little later on. It's still there. I just, I got to keep that in mind.
Down the road money.
Yeah, but if I keep focusing on the negative, man, it's I'm going to be.
You have to focus on the I still send out my mailers that already hit. Like I send them out starting this week till
Richie's
May.
got an awesome
do a little
idea
bit here and there, but yeah, I mean, but I'm just trying to stay relevant and do what I need to do. So.
Right.
AT.
Yes.
The other day, Jen had posted something about getting some help around the house.
Yeah.
And that was in my head, right? Because that shit was in my head. So, excuse me.
What the? How do you go drink mid conversation?
Go ahead.
I had
Who's
something
thirsty?
in my throat. Yeah. So I'm look, dude. You don't understand something, Tim. We work out, so we carry water jugs with us all day long, right? PJ just did 15 fucking push-ups. He's earned that jug of water, right? You know, it's like school bus drivers. You ever notice school bus drivers all waving to each other, even if they're from a different school district, because they're school bus drivers? Well, I started carrying this water jug, and all these big muscle motherfuckers are like, hey, hey.
It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Hey, that's literally how I'm getting Leah through this is exercise. So I told her tomorrow, she's cried every day, like for the last 6 days. And I said, from now on, starting tomorrow, we're going to go running. We're going to come home. We're going to exercise. You're going to take a picture of yourself. She's going to Florida. We're flying her to Florida in June or whatever. But you just got to have motivation. You got to get through it. You got to find something different to get your mind off of it.
I think Richie's idea is a good idea, though, dude. Like, it involves exercise. You just start doing stick-ups. You got masks and gloves. Just go out, do stick-ups. You're gonna do a little bit of running. You know what I mean? You'll make a little bit of money. You know. No, we're not promoting. We're not promoting that here on the Squeegee Life podcast. No looting on the Squeegee Life podcast, man. No looting.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me finish. So Jen put something about getting help around the house.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the front porch with Kate, and that was in my head because it was like 5 minutes. I read it. Nothing lasts in my head more than 5 minutes. And Kate goes to me, since you're coming home earlier, because I've been home every day this week and last week by 11 o'clock, and she goes, since you're coming home early, I'd appreciate a little more help around the house. And I'm like, I wonder if she read that post. But before I could think about it, I go, I got a busy day tomorrow. I go, I got to clean Frenchman's Country Club. And she's like, I figured that. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Got myself in trouble, and it's Jen's fault. That was in the back of my head.
Yeah, man, she like fucking gave me the old what for. What can you do, man?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
They're in charge, bro. They have all the control, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You got to do what they tell you to do. So Jersey, man, I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you oh, never mind. No, I don't. I thought I had a question for you. It was for me. Never mind.
Take your time. Take your time.
Take your time. Take your time.
I got a question I got a WCR question. So I mean, have you cut some stuff back like most people are having to do just simply because of what's going on? I mean, I know obviously you guys have to disinfect everything that comes in. So I mean, dude, you got to be careful what you're opening, what you're touching. And people don't realize I wear rubber gloves all day when I'm working. I'm doing the old Richie Blue thing, and I'm kind of used to it now. But if you start thinking about it, you need to take those gloves and change them out every time you touch something different for the most part, or every time you go to do something else. Like I wash windows and then I take them off, throw them away, and get in my truck and drive. And the next job I put and people are like, what is with the gloves? I'm like, dude, you know how many door handles I touch in a day? I should have been doing this. Who knows what's on that, the ATM buttons at the grocery store that you got to put your pin in. That shit probably has more germs on it on a regular day than the fucking toilet seat.
Oh, I bet.
So anyway, WCR, are you guys full force, cutting back? What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, so our office staff, they're all allowed to stay home if they want. If they want to come in, they certainly can. But we have not done any layoffs or anything yet. We've just kind of gone warehouse side down. We're just running basically as skeleton as possible for that. But for us, I still work from home, so I'm still out there. John's still out there. We're all still kind of, selling what we can. But here's the thing, we can work, but if nobody needs us to work, if nobody's putting orders in, then do we need to work? It's the same thing with guys running companies. It's like, if you can, because we're essential or whatever they can get around, is there still even work to go out and do, So it's kind of that same concept where you're just waiting, really.
Yeah, well, it's like we were saying before, the window cleaners all get excited because cleaning is an essential service. Well, that doesn't mean they want you to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and here's the real question is like, if you're a rock and a hard place, basically. So either you can go out there and clean, which technically you're disinfecting, maybe you're helping, you're bringing people happiness, you're making money, there's some good stuff to that, but now you're not really self-quarantining. Yep. Or do you stay at home and self-quarantine? It's like, which one is the right way? Which one? I mean, I talked about that earlier today, and like it was 50-50 where people were like, hey, I got some work, but I just postponed it. I'm taking 2 weeks. We're going to just, help as much as we can to get rid of this. And it's just, it's a good question for everybody, really.
Yeah.
I guess it's all in the situation. Like, I'm going to go do the outside of a house tomorrow. I mean, minimum contact. It'll just be me outside. That can count as exercise. We're allowed to go outside and exercise. I'm going out, spraying bleach on something and leaving. You know what I mean? So, what can you do? Wet stuff down. I'm disinfecting out here, man. I might even use my X2 right there. I might even use that Pimp Daddy machine.
Nice.
I'm doing no inside work. So if people call it, it's outside.
It's all outside.
For house washing. And even that, I'm feeling a little guilty on it. Mm-hmm. Like, just a little bit personally. Like, I'm like, I really think I should shut down and just do the right thing on that part.
It's so hard not to work when you need money, man.
Like, hey, I want to give you $400 to come wash my house. I'm like, all right.
Right. See, my wife and I,
as long as you're not being greedy and not being an asshole and...
No, we're trying to move everything to April 7th here.
Yeah.
Like, most work.
I'm trying to do too.
But some people are still selling their houses. Like, which I think is insane right now.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But,
I feel bad for all the people who, like, had weddings planned and had to, cancel weddings last minute. They got, like, cufflinks made or whatever, and now all of a sudden
Suits
they're like...
rented, Suits rented, cake, and all that shit.
Funerals are tough now, too. Like, we had someone... pass away that I know kind of well, but like the funerals are really strange too as well. It's a
gathering more than if it's a gathering more than 10, it's not allowed. So then what do you do at like funerals? You have just everybody 6 foot apart and
and it's a limited capacity and it's
look like an occult ceremony. Everyone's 6 foot apart. That's not good.
Nobody's hugging anybody.
It's all really weird out there right now,
like
man.
When you're giving clothes to somebody, like, oh, sorry, your dad died. It's like,
sorry, your dad died. Stay the fuck back.
That's not ever cool.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
You all can't be.
They just changed school closures here till May 4th now. So.
I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling schools aren't gonna. They're gonna finish school at home.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna open school, dude. That's just
this might transform. This might transform schooling. Think about that.
Yeah.
Because they're figuring this shit out really quick. How to do the homeschool stuff.
Oh yeah.
What you're gonna run into anyways is next winter. Is this still gonna be a viable illness? You know what I mean? Is this gonna be like the flu?
You'll have people actually have antibodies then. That's the big thing right now is like 100% of people who get it or will come in contact with it will get it. Like nobody's built up an immunity to it yet like the regular flu. So that's
I've had this thing already. I've had it. Yeah. I mean, I had the worst sickness I've ever had mid-February through last week. Lungs and everything. It was horrible. I'm telling you, I've had this thing. Most people probably already have had this thing.
Yeah. Well, they said that they think that everybody is going to get it. Just at least once, like the regular flu. But what they're trying to do is just lower the curve. That's why they're going so drastic and keeping people home. Is because if you have too many people that are going to the hospital, you crash healthcare. Like, look at Italy. There's just bodies in chairs and on the floor and in the halls. And, like,
I just don't want this to be a norm.
That's fucking scary.
Like next year, I don't know. We have a fear.
No, every year it'll be something different next year, like swine flu, SARS, whatever. But what it is that they've gone in Italy. They've gone to restricted healthcare. So if you're 65 and over, you come in and you need a respirator, they'll make you comfortable, but they're not giving you a respirator. That goes to younger people. So
that's called Medicare for all. That's Medicare for all. You broke that fucking hip. You're 80. You ain't getting no fucking hip. Go hop the fuck out of here right now.
You're too expensive. Go die.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Here's your photo album. You had a great life.
Whoa,
exactly.
Bro. You guys are fucking rough, bro.
That's what it is.
This just went dark, son.
And we're allowing our kids to vote this shit in as we're becoming those senior citizens. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I got 30 years.
Oh my God, we're not going to do that, are we? We are not going to do that,
such
are
a bad taboo. I mean, I'm telling you, in 10 years, if you were a smoker, you're done. They're not going to treat you. You're the one making that mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love smoking cigarettes. That makes
The
me
way
want to
that
smoke a
it's
cigarette
going-
right now.
They're
How
one
about
of
you,
these-
Seth?
I hate that.
Hey, Seth.
Like if somebody said you had to give up smoking or sex at 45, what would you do? You know
Wow,
what I'm
dude,
saying?
that's a
Like,
stupid ass
whacking
question.
As a man, I would give up sex. I don't think you have any more.
My wife got one of those. My wife got one of those Fitbit things you put on your hand, right? Because she works out all the time and all that shit. And she goes, "Look at this! I walked 7,487 fucking steps today." And I'm like, "Really?" I go, "How's that thing work?" "Well, when you walk, I guess it senses motion." And she's like, "I go, that's pretty cool. I could go in the bedroom and rub one out and fucking walk 10 miles on that motherfucker right now."
I just masturbated 2 miles.
Hey, when I work the cafes, that 7 to 2 shift or whatever, I'll put in 17,000 steps, dude.
I can see how we only have 8 likes on this podcast right now.
I mean,
This
I
is
can't.
the worst.
I can't. I'm not. This new way I'm doing it. I can't see YouTube, so I don't even know how many people are watching or anything.
Yeah, not enough. We keep pushing viewers away on this show. That's what we do here. Hey guys, what's up? How's the self-imposed isolation going? I don't know. I mean, it's going okay, I guess. I mean, as good as it can go.
Everything's clean.
Everything's
My house
clean.
is sparkling.
You know, we got stuff going on. You know.
Here's a question to spunk you up here. What's your subscriber count up to now?
I think 709. No, maybe I'll hit 1,000 one day. I don't know if we will or not, but one day I think we might.
Watching who's not subscribed right now, subscribe, thumbs up, and do all that fun stuff, because that's how this gets pushed out.
Right.
Is from people doing that. So.
Right.
Hey, Jersey. So can I buy 301 subscribers for less than a gross of rubber?
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that they're so tight on that stuff. I imagine
Dude.
you'd destroy your channel if you bought stuff.
Yeah.
That's how TJ is, though. I mean, he could take the easy way, like a lot of guys have, and just go out and grab the subscribers really cheap and go ahead and just monetize, but he doesn't. You know, that's just TJ. We're gonna do it.
Monetizing you means you run into copyright issues, and that's scary for me. I don't like copyright issues. Copyright issues are scary.
Yes, they are.
He was doing a little meat there. Yeah,
I'm
this
just
is
so excited towards hour number 1.5. It's gonna be great with all these beers getting drunk. This is gonna be
No shit.
This is gonna be great.
I'm just kind of laying up in the cut right now.
Hey, Seth, at 14 beers, can we get a table dance out of you?
Dude, you might get way more out of that.
We're not-
Podcast, you have to go an extra
I would
40
prefer
minutes.
it not get to that level.
I would.
I don't know what happened on that podcast, but some man, it looked like a bald-headed rat.
Yeah, I would. I just don't want to have anything to do with a podcast like that. I can barely. It's really. You know what? I thought these would be a lot easier to do. The last one was okay, but this one, this whole situation is just shitty for everybody involved. It's hard to paint a picture for people when all this negative shit is going on. It's really tough. I mean, even our government can't get together in a fast enough fashion to be like, hey, we're gonna try to help. I don't care about these checks. I mean, to me personally, I think it should go to someone that needs it for sure. You know what I mean? But whether I get one or not, I'm not. If one shows up in the mailbox, great. If one doesn't, I'm okay with that too. I'm more focused on how can I come out of this generating some extra revenue. That's all I can think about right now. You know what I mean? What else can you think about, man? I mean, what else can you do? You gotta.
Well, the thing is, what sucks is that it's strange because it sucks for the entire country. Like usually, things get shitty for one of us, and you look around going, well, misery loves company, so I'm gonna latch onto this guy that's always fucking things up. You know, but it just sucks for everybody. But I'll tell you the truth. I think if you know, if I can get through a couple more weeks of payroll, I know these, you know, we're not going to be working. It's going to be tough on everybody, and they're offering small business loans. My company's over the last 2 years has been needing. I mean, obviously, I would make payroll first, but I need to put some money in my lift. I need to buy some more rope. I got to buy some equipment because my end of year wasn't what it usually is. Like, you know, it just wasn't this year for whatever reason.
Right.
And usually I can end out the year and you know.
Mark lives in a fucking dog pound, man.
Yeah, hey, that's your fault. You put dog in my house.
I mean, one's barking and the other one's whining.
Well, you know what it is? My kid's got that laser pointer, and Tucker chases a laser pointer like a cat, and then they put it on the other dog, so he chases and fucking bulldogs the other dog, you know, and you know, it's my fucking world I live in here. You know?
If you can get that small business loan, it sounds like they're gonna make those grants. So as long as you spend money on your company, they're not even gonna make you
Dude,
pay that.
I'm getting me a new nifty lift TM70 or something.
Hey, seriously. Make sure if you're going to take that loan out, fucking stock the company. Call Jersey and say,
call Jersey, bro. Call Jordy too.
I'm telling you guys, if they're going to give these as grants, fuck it, supply your company right now. Hey, listen, this is a political war, and we're going to fucking end up reaping out of this.
What?
Well,
listen, this ain't the podcast for that, man.
Well,
oh man, we're gonna have to hang up on Tim.
Theory.
No, I don't want to. No.
Listen to this though. Listen, so if we get a stimulus, okay, it's literally called a stimulus check. Everybody was ripping me a new one because I said, "What are you going to spend that money on?" You have to spend that money in order for it to stimulate the economy. Right. Yeah. If you save it, you've just ruined that. So you have to spend this money. That's how stimulation works.
Yo, call Jersey to stimulate Jersey, bro.
Think about it.
Yeah. No, I would probably, depending on what I would be approved for. Yeah. I'd put 50% aside for payroll, and then I would take the other 50% and fucking equip the living shit like I used to have for my company. And then if I didn't spend the rest of it on payroll, back into equipment and shit. I was always known as the guy that has all the cool shit, and now all my cool shit is old shit. It's time to replace it, you know?
Yeah.
It's bettering your business. It just is.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? I'm not lying to you. I had at one point 7 or 8 600-foot spools of rope sitting in my shop, and they're like, "We need more rope. Here's another rope. We need more rope. We don't need to buy rope this year. We got 3 more spools. I like to buy it every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So this year they're using year-old rope, but it's never been used. I keep them for 2 years. They use it all year long, and that hasn't happened. That didn't happen this year, so I'm hoping for something. And I got no problem. You know, I'm not buying myself anything. I'm buying my company shit.
Right. Yeah. If you take that $1,200 and you go to Jersey and say, "I'm going to buy a water-fed pole," $1,200, right?
Yeah.
Jersey takes that commission he takes, and he takes his family out to a meal at a restaurant. That meal, the economy pushes into that manager, that hostess, that cook, all these people.
Toilet paper.
Everything they spend money on, it's just it just spirals out, man.
Yep.
Just spend that money. Spend all the money.
It's the question of what would you rather have? You know, $100,000 that you had to bank, or $10,000 you could spend on your company. Like we all have ATM machines. That's why we're in business. Like I put money into my company with flyers and EDDM and everything else. I'm going to get back way more. That's ROI. So, heck, give me $1,000 and I can turn that into $10,000 in a company. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a healthy company. You know what I mean? The more you put into that company, the better it's going to be for you, for your guys, for everybody.
Well, you know, the one thing that most would, I think, agree with, we're all coming back a little bit smaller from this. You know, and it's like I said, in 2007?
We're losing income every week.
Here, I can't speak for where you guys are, but in window cleaning here in Florida, okay, when 2007 and 8 crash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, car dealerships, banks, we lost all those. Okay, and the unfortunate thing was when they finally did come back, a car dealership you were doing twice a month, now it goes once a month for half the price. The banks barely came back. Banks went to janitorial services and said, we don't care if you outsource it. We don't want to deal with another vendor. So it hurt the industry. I mean, and it's like very few. I have 15 different car dealerships. And before all that, I had probably 21. And most of them were minimum of twice a month. I got Mercedes going every other month. Ferrari goes every other month. I'm like, you're selling $250,000 cars here. And you can't kick in $1,500 cleaning every month? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's true.
Mark,
you know, and that's the thing is, it's going to come back
money,
smaller.
Sucker.
Hey, Tim, are you standing for some reason? You have hemorrhoids?
I am. No, dude,
You're making my legs tired, dude.
Listen. I got a house full, brother. I got a house full of kids.
Yeah.
Right. We're at 8 o'clock, so they're not. I mean, they've been out of school for weeks. They're not going to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I got my garage clean.
This is called Infinite Christmas Vacation is what this is called.
Right.
Essentially, that's what's going on right now. I have noticed though like today I went out was the first time I'd been out since Saturday. Cuz I'm not a total douchebag. So I went out go to the grocery store to get some milk and some things, and it was nice to go in there and there actually be some things that you needed, and also not so many people in there. You've seen a lot of old people. A lot of old people were like swerving me. Like they would be like, as soon as they see me come down an aisle, they would park all the way over, like away from me. You know what I mean? And I can cover
they're
up.
Probably like, they're probably like, see that fucking guy there? He just did 15 jumps.
Dude, did you see that dude that just got busted? He went into Walmart and was filming himself coughing on people, and their reaction. He got busted for, I think they got him for like causing a. Yeah.
Well, there's another guy, another one that was, he coughed on the cashier, and another guy was licking things. I would come up behind that fucker and bash his face into his jaw. No teeth, motherfucker. You're done. Good night.
Why you gotta be like that, Mark? Don't say stuff like that.
Look, if you're not buying it, you got to buy in the stock market right now.
I am.
You know what I mean? This thing's gonna.
Nah, listen, bro. I'm buying lottery tickets. I'm spending all my money on scratch offs. My stimulus check. My stimulus check is going directly to fucking lottery tickets, scratch offs. Scratch offs, bro.
For the schools.
No, I wouldn't do that, man. I don't. You know what? I honestly, I mean, to me, that's an empty gesture. They take so much money from us. You know what I mean? Like, here's $1,200. Thanks, guy. You know what I mean? I get taxed for everything. I get taxed for my water. Listen, Tim, you're talking, I'm talking. Listen, we're talking at the same time. Listen, I get taxed on drinking water. I get taxed on peeing water. I get taxed on flushing water. I get taxed on gasoline, food, soap, dish soap. You know what I mean? Everything that I do, there's a tax on. Plus, you want another tax on top of that. To me, that is bologness. That is bullshit shit. They should stop that.
Think about what we just got in the stimulus. It was $250 million. Trump wanted to get rid of the payroll tax for the year. That was $1.7 trillion. Mm-hmm. We're not even close. Not even close to what Trump wanted to give to us.
Well, it is what it is. There's nothing that we can do about it. Who's in the background?
It's Leah. Leah, pop in right there.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Leah.
How are you?
Where am I at? She can't hear you guys.
How you doing? Nice to see you.
How you doing? Nice to see you. Hi, guys.
Nice to see you. Is everybody doing okay?
Yeah,
Do you need water?
Yeah, we're holding in there.
Water, toilet paper.
No. I got water right here.
They're all working out now.
Yeah, we're all working out.
Look at this, 3 jugs of water right now.
Oh my god.
Seth, give us.
I think that I missed some kind of hidden joke. That's what I think.
Well, I can tell you this. The good thing is I'll probably finish most of this tonight, and tomorrow it's going on the ride along for a piss joke.
Hey, so
listen, Mark, that's the worst thing you could ever say in your whole life.
Hey, so Listen, why the sudden workout? Are you guys all working out right now?
No, I'm not working out. I'm just drinking water.
Just making
No,
fun of
he's still
Jersey.
drinking water from his push-ups. He's still parched from a couple days ago.
Hydrating those muscles.
Yep. Ammonia Life. That's what I'm talking about. V-Cash. Ammonia Life, son. Who knows? Me and Mark, we're gonna start a branch company of Squeegee Life called Ammonia Life.
Dude, I load up ammonia now, especially with this
Yeah.
shit. I'm like,
I like
people
to
don't even
smell
get
it
me.
good. I like to get it
Yeah.
in my nose, and wakes me up in the morning. It's like coffee.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
I got.
The
Quaaludes,
best
so
part of
bounce off.
waking up is ammonia in your bucket. telling you, bros.
Hey, I'm gonna bounce off here, so I'm not jumping on everybody. I got
Oh,
my buddy.
Tim.
So
All right,
I
man.
appreciate you guys. I'll
Hey,
talk to
be
you.
good, buddy. Be
Yeah.
safe.
All right,
Nice seeing you,
Tim.
man.
And I'll finish my 15. I promise you.
All right, man.
I know you will.
I know you will.
All
bro.
right. Talk to you guys.
Later, man.
See ya. Later, Tim. Be good, buddy.
TJ is doing push-ups. No, I did push-ups. I did push-ups. I'm not doing push-ups anymore. My goal is to not
You
do.
did 74 push-ups and the camera cut out at 15.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah, it was nuts, man.
Yeah. You ran out of tape.
Yeah, I ran out of tape.
Yeah.
They're doing one-on-one.
My hard drive maxed out at 8 terabytes. I mean, it was infinite push-ups. I mean, I
You know
could
what
have
does
used my
suck,
gut.
though?
I could have hardened it up and just rolled up out of them bitches, every one of them, like a rocker. You guys would be like,
Done
damn.
no-handed ones like they do.
Well, I felt like
Yeah,
if I
that-
used my belly to push, that's not fair. So I wanted to use
Well,
all
T, it
arms.
was hard to see. It was
So
hard
when-
to see it was hard to see in the angle, and I was on my phone. But correct me if I'm wrong. Those were one-handed push-ups, weren't they?
Yeah, bro. Of course
I
they
thought
were,
so.
bro.
That's what I thought. You know. That's
Actually,
what I
dude,
thought.
I'll be honest. They were Bruce Lee 2-finger push-ups. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't want to brag about it. I was gonna clap behind my back after each one, but I figured that'd be pushing it. I don't want to show guys what's really going on.
Yeah.
You don't want to show off because then you're a douche. I just say though, as somebody who does work out, not working out because everything is closed is really. I think that's even harder than just sucking wind all day trying to drum stuff up. I mean, it's it ruins your
vibe.
the feeling of the day, your whole
vibe is
scheduling,
out, yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
It's why am I drinking this jug of water if I'm not working out? It's
As soon as I
so-
stop working out, this motherfucker's going in the recycle bin.
yeah.
Are you just drinking distilled water?
No, mine's drinking water. It just says
Mine is natural
Is it
spring
drinking
water
water?
because I'm doing good for myself.
What the hell is drinking water?
it's special water for only people that work out. You wouldn't know shit. Just shut
I don't
up.
know anything
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. How many
Water.
beers are you on, by the way? How many beers are you on?
4.
This is the fourth.
Oh, that ain't
One,
shit,
4.
dude.
He's doing 4.
4? Come on, man. I figured you'd at least have a 6er down.
Yeah, dude, the amount of foam. I'm like, ugh. It's here.
It's like here.
It's trying to slam beers every 8
Oh,
minutes.
yeah. See, the Maker Trident
Trident
belt,
belt.
man.
I need
Have
Have
one.
you
of
played with this yet, man? This
Listen.
thing is ridiculous.
Listen, I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to tell
got
you what
one.
right now.
Badass.
I think I got the very first Maker Trident belt, but, I could be wrong. Richie might be like, no.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
No.
I got that shit.
No,
6
you
months
didn't.
ago.
No, you
Richie
didn't.
called me up and said, "Don't tell TJ, because he's gonna get upset. Don't do any videos with it. That's why I'm sending it to you.
Yeah.
Try it out. You
Dude.
know."
You guys got the Trident 2.0 belt, right? Because I got one of those.
No, I didn't get one of
Girls.
those. No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that one. I didn't get the
How are the
2.0.
belts? I haven't got to use them yet.
Hey, can Richie Blue make an attachment that goes on the Trident belt to carry my water jug with me all the time?
What's cool about the Trident belt is, they give you the whole, this tri-lock spiel, and that's cool for fat guys. But what's cool about the belt is how stiff it is. It's made out
Yeah.
of, the belt itself is made out of some super legit material, man. So when you put your
it's
tools
like
on
a
it,
duty
it's not,
belt.
it's not all foogie woogie. You know what I mean? It's not moving around.
Yeah, when the belt kind of
Yeah,
sags. a
yeah,
little
it
bit,
doesn't sag. It's not going to stretch out like Mark's butthole. You should buy
I
one
know my
from
butthole
Jersey.
stretched out. Dude, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you
We
something.
have a toilet paper
gotta
shortage.
fix it
I
on
can
Diet
barely
Coke.
sit down. I haven't wiped in 12 fucking days. All right. What the fuck you got to bring that up for? I explained this to you. Keep it quiet. I got a rash. There's some bumps. I can hardly sit down.
Listen, this is supposed
And
to
you
be a
gotta bring it
family
the
show.
day life, man.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a family
Okay.
show.
Oh yeah. Since when?
since
Oh, it is.
today.
Jersey
First
Life.
episode.
Yeah.
That's why we're having Jersey on. We're trying to change the whole image of the show. We're all going to start talking like this. If I'm going to use my hands a lot, I feel like I need like a weapons. I feel like I should have nunchucks or like, like a couple of swords, or like a sword and a shield.
Yeah.
Like a sigh.
Is that a
Like
sign?
my weapon wall.
Yeah. My weapon wall. Guns.
Here's what I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Is it going to get to that point? Are there going to be riots from all this? Like, there's got to be a point where... Sorry, I'm using my hands again.
Yeah, no, you're
There's
fine.
got to be a point
You're good.
when, like, okay, you can't legally work, you can't legally make money, but yet you have to just kind of hang out at home. Like, you can't make money, we're not going to allow you to make money. Like, there's got to be a point where people are like, I just don't like this.
I
A
don't.
month. If they shut it down for more than a month, you'll get people.
Yeah, as time goes on, that is more likely to happen. Right now, people still have some coin in the bank. They can still buy groceries. Bad people are always going to do bad things. We know that.
Yeah.
Jersey, let me ask you a question, because the behind you looks
I don't want
like
to
a
get
floor.
yanked
Are you
off of
laying
YouTube,
down?
but
Are you sitting
we
down
be
or
laying
laying
them down because shuck,
Your
shuck.
wall looks like my floor.
Shuck, we be laying them down, homie. Shuck.
I'm just chilling, laying on the ground. No, it's just it's a panel in my office.
Okay.
I have like 2 places to record inside my little office.
There
so.
you go.
Nice.
Well, I tell you what,
Looks good.
I'm I'm a little worried about that. That's weird to think about. To be quite honest with you, if people
You have to
get desperate,
you have to understand you're pushing people. Really, I mean, right now it shocked me that there
Certain
hasn't been
people could
other
be
than
pushed.
some dumb college kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people are like, okay, we gotta stay home. Let's stay home. Like
Right.
it's way different than I thought that.
Well,
Dude, they had to close our beaches here in Florida because these fucking assholes are out there partying on the beach and videotaping it.
You know
I'm
what
like,
you know too is you're seeing a lot of good people out there too doing some great things.
yeah.
well,
I mean,
one thing I
Brian,
noticed is
if I can focus on anything good, that's what I've seen.
people do
Yeah.
seem to be more courteous.
Richie's
You know.
fucking killing me, man. He said, "I'm telling you, do start doing stick-ups now before everyone jumps on the bandwagon." Telling
I
you.
was doing robberies
He's
before
a
they were
movie
cool.
warrior, so yeah.
Dude, I don't know,
When
man.
you look at Richie, he's got the slick back hair. He's just got that look. He's done it like he's been in crime movies or something. Like
Yes,
he had to have,
definitely.
you know.
He
Several.
definitely started in Warriors.
Definitely an extra in several.
With this horrible haircut, I can't go rob anybody. No one's giving me nothing. I'll have a gun and they're gonna go, no, give that gun
Yeah.
to an adult.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You're too nice. Like Thad says, you're like the nicest dude ever.
Can I have some money, please?
Yeah, right.
Put your ass nicely.
Yeah. You just
staring at the
hey.
ground, kind of kicking at the
Yeah.
dirt. Hey, I just wonder if you could put all the money in the bag, please.
I hope I don't have to home defend. That would suck, man. Because I'm gonna use
your area.
because you got to be smart about it. You got to engage people with the 12 gauge if they're in their house. You can't use like a 45 or like your AR-15 because that could go through stuff. You don't want it to go through stuff. You just want a bird shot or a slug. Bird shot, or buckshot slug maybe. Yeah. Well, I don't know about. You might need a slug eventually. You might just say fuck it.
All you need to do, when
Get
there's
it,
somebody
okay.
who's not like a hardened criminal, is just cock the gun and they will leave your house.
Probably.
But the whole thing is you're still your area. If you're in a gray area and nothing's happening, those people aren't just going to one day turn and be like,
yeah,
I'm going to leave my Porsche in the driveway and go rob people.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it really depends on the area and the city that you live in. You know what I mean? For real. You never know what could happen in a bigger city. You don't know. Anything with a homeless population or a large group of impoverished people, you might, you know what I mean? I would doubt in Ohio, so.
Major cities, you might see some shit, but
Right.
other than that, I think
Right.
you're pretty good.
Right.
I think this is the first time in all of our lifetimes that something like this has happened. I mean, probably in our parents' lifetimes. I mean, this is like, other than the Great Depression, I mean...
I'm going to
World
say
War
it.
Buddy is
I'm going to say it, and it might come off a little racist, but the Spanish flu was over 100 years ago. So,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can't call it that.
Well, how can you call it that?
Well, I don't know. That's
It's
what it's
history.
always been called.
We can't change history now because PC people are here today, you know? Like, that's just what it's called.
I mean,
But here's the thing: during Vietnam, there was civil unrest, and that happened for maybe a week or two. Where my mom was, I should say, where they took everybody out of school and everybody was rioting and like that kind of thing. That was because of the people, but this is because of the government.
Yeah.
Like you have to understand that. I mean, I'm not that guy, and we're not on that other podcast you're talking about.
Right.
But this is all because the government said, "Hey, you're not going to work," and everyone went, "Oh, okay, we're not going to work." Like that part has to trigger into people eventually and be like, that's just not right. I don't think they could. And I get the epidemic and then the pandemic and all that, but it's amazing to me that this has gone as smooth as it has so far.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I guess it kind of is a credit to the people that are trying to do it right now and the people involved, us as well. You know, because there was a little bit of, there wasn't really civil unrest, but there was a bunch of disgusting behavior like hoarding and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I think the grocery stores are empty now, because everyone blew their nut on food. You know what I mean?
Let me ask, what's your opinion of this? Okay, so we get through this, we get over it. You know, the next thing that comes out of anywhere, we don't have to single out China. Mm. I say lock this motherfucker down immediately. Right. Lock it down immediately. I don't care.
This is changing the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We're also in a technological advanced society now where you are finding out that you can do a lot of shit from your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that conference meeting you have in San Francisco from Japan, you don't have to do it. You know what I mean? You can be just as effective without showing up. So I think, you know, we're in a better spot. It's cool seeing companies too that, you know, well, you have GM and Ford making ventilators now.
Face shield. They're making face shields. I don't want no fucking goddamn Chevy.
Yeah!
You know, you haven't seen this since.
You're definitely getting sick if you wear a Chevy. Hey, if you wear a Chevy, surgical mask, without question, you're getting sick. No,
you're
question.
Fucking done, dude.
And you're probably gonna have to push your truck home.
Exactly.
In 1943, they made a steel penny instead of copper because of the war effort. Like they changed everything over to assist that. That's the last time we saw something like this.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's going to be, even if it's unpleasant right now, 5 years from now, it's going to be something that we like live through. Like September 11th was horrible for everybody that was there at September 11th, but for everybody else, it was like, it was mind-boggling to like lose the security and the safe feeling of being in America and all that. Like you got to live through that. We get to live through this, and it's just going to be an experience to kind of change us down the road.
Yeah. I mean, you basically had the invention of TSA because of 9/11. I mean, the way you travel is different now.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean,
those of us who experienced 9/11 at an age to really understand, it changed everything.
Mark, did you have the coronavirus?
Yeah.
When you were in Ohio, did you have the coronavirus?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Sure?
No. I just positive. Dude, first of all, I wasn't here then. It might have been, but no. I had flu-like symptoms.
You came into my home and gave us all the coronavirus.
He was number one.
That.
He was patient
zero. You were patient zero over at my house,
That's
Mark.
Right. You know what?
You gave us all the Rona, dude.
I was over in China getting some poles made. Okay.
I was eating some bat soup.
Yeah. I was researching if I make my clamps 3D printed, will they last? You know, do you have to give glue with your product? I was doing a lot of research there, and I came to see you, and we all got sick. Yeah.
Let's just be honest, though. If anything bad is happening, it's going to come from Florida. So there's a good chance that, you know.
Dude, the problem we have here is now a lot of New Yorkers already have homes here in Florida. The wealthy ones we call them the snowbirds, obviously. Okay, and they're wanting out of fucking New York, and they go, oh, we might as well go to Florida. It's good weather, and they're already trying to get people. The National Guard's going to the airport. Every flight that comes in out of New York, they cannot quarantine them for 14 days, but they're taking their temperature. They're checking them out because we've already got in Palm Beach County like 360 people have it. There's been 3 deaths so far. Dade County, which is south of me, is like 550 people have it. Mm-hmm. And then as you go north, it's not as bad. But
you know, are you on lockdown? Are you guys being asked? Not you, Mark.
No.
Jersey, you talk too much. Jersey.
No, I am like 6 minutes from the county line, and that county line on the other side, they're in stay in place. But we're not, so we will maybe be within the next day or two. But
that's when this all started, and I'm sure Mark knows because me and Mark talked about this a little bit. When they started talking about they're going to shut us down, I was like, it doesn't really make much sense if the states around you aren't following suit. So if they're not doing it and you're doing it, they're still traveling in and out of Ohio spreading that shit around. You know what I mean? Or Indiana.
It's just lessening.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is wash your hands. People
I agree with that.
Yeah, try if you cough or sneeze, try to cover your mouth. Wash your fucking hands, man.
Exactly.
This is like a new development. Apparently, washing your hands was a thing people didn't know anything about, and wiping your ass was something that nobody knew what they were.
Yeah, but look at it like this.
Population disgusting.
Human nature dictates this. Okay, remember after 9/11, everybody had an American flag. Everybody drove around with trucks with their American flags on it. Everybody was patriotic.
Right.
Okay, and over time that dwindled. Don't you think that within the next 2 to 3 years, nobody's going to be washing their hands the way they are now? It's going to go back to life as normal. We're a bunch of filthy fucking animals. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
See the lady wipe her face with the double cheeseburger wrapper.
That's absorbent.
Listen, dude.
Population sucks.
Listen, dude.
Toilet paper.
Listen, guys. I just want to know: does anyone watching or anyone here on the podcast, anyone that's going to be listening to this later, please tell me, where did the toilet paper thing come from? Where did that come from?
Nobody knows.
It was from somebody had stated that you needed to get they said that this is coming here. It's going to come from China. We need to get your supplies. Make sure to get your your bread, your milk, and your toilet paper. And they think that that's where it came from, is this speech that they had, that was the first warning. But why toilet paper, I have no idea. This is a respiratory thing. You guys, I think maybe Americans are just sometimes not smart enough to know maybe a respiratory.
They're fucking idiots. They're fucking idiots. Let me you know what? Look, in Florida, I've lived here my whole life, obviously. We've had hurricanes without power for a fucking month, okay? And you go to the store, and canned goods are thin. Okay, and everybody in Florida is running to the store. Canned goods are thin, okay. Milk, all that general stuff. But toilet paper has never been an issue.
Yeah.
Never, ever been an issue.
That happened before they were even locking it down. Like, people
just went out and bought all of the toilet paper, man.
It probably came out of all those fucking ass wipes in Washington.
Listen, there are I don't know if he gives you the shits or not. I don't know. Jacob Williams said Seth went to go shit in a bucket. I don't know why that was so funny. Jersey's like, why did I come on this podcast?
No, this is like just like mine.
Yes, almost identical, bro.
The last episode we talked about shitting in a bucket. It's weird that you guys are doing it now.
You guys are kind of copying my show. You know what I mean? We already covered the whole shit in a bucket thing on last podcast.
Exactly.
You got to keep up. You're gonna have that whole gallon. You're gonna feel amazing after all that water. You're like, what happened to me?
I do. I usually drink about 8 or 9 bottles of water a day. I'm kind of good for it. Yeah. I like to stay.
Here's what I
like
to
to stay flushed out.
I got you in front of me, and you have to answer. But what happened to you not doing energy drinks and quitting smoking? That was like 9 months ago.
I did quit smoking. I mean, I didn't quit smoking, but the energy drinks, I'm not been pounding on those. There was clearly an issue with it was definitely causing a problem.
Now you're doing the big, like, the way off thing coming up next month. Why not start that now?
I kind of am. I'm trying. You know what I mean? I'm fat and I like to eat things. So, when I don't want to eat things, I'll stop eating them. You know what I mean? But I think in the meantime, I'm gonna try the water and ho-ho diet and see how that works out for me. I'm gonna document my hostess weight loss system. I'm
why don't
gonna
you wait
eat nothing
until the
but
toilet paper comes back?
right. I'm gonna eat nothing. I'm gonna eat nothing but Hostess cakes and water for the next 30 days. You know what I mean? No meat, just processed food. Yeah, energy drinks are the devil, man. They are not good. They are not good.
Like, this is the hardest thing in general is sugar. But like, look at anything sugar related. Like that is just
It's not good at all.
mind blowing. It's
And-
in absolutely everything.
Yeah, I am a sucker for some sugar. You know what I mean? For sure, definitely.
It's in stuff you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they did studies on some autistic patients, non-verbal autistic patients. Cut them completely out of sugar. They started talking. Like, it's crazy. It's all of the heart issues and things. Not to get into health stuff, but
No.
it's all sugar, man. It's crazy.
Cool. It's cool. I'm fat. You want to talk about being not fat, and I dig it, man. I can dig not being fat. I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
feel
the
like
weird thing about it is sugar's like pretty much a natural thing. I know they have to process it, but it's grown.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well, a sugar is different than what you see sugar. Sugar is actually extraction, just like cocaine is. It's actually the same chemical where they just pull a piece of it out and go, hey, here's sugar. Because there's sucralose and there's sugar and there's, all the different versions of it.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have natural sugars and processed sugars. Like eating fruit and stuff like that's natural sugars. But
Oh, listen to these two fucking yum
bread and
yums.
stuff,
Shut up, Seth. You fucking asshole. You don't know nothing about that. The fuck out
I
of here.
mean, a little bit.
Starts dating a smart girl, now all of a sudden Seth's smart too.
I got my doctorate.
Oh yeah, I got my doctorate. That's
Dude, I clean windows for a living.
Yeah.
I've never professed to be smart.
listen. I don't know.
I have a good work ethic, and that's about it.
I know. Yeah, you are a hard worker, that's for sure. Bigfoot moment. You
Yeah.
guys are screwed on the Bigfoot moments, man.
That's
Kevin
Richie's
Hargis
fault.
just
All
said
this time
the-
at home, Richie. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Kevin Hargis just said that studies show that cancer is eating sugar.
Feed
That's
on
one of the theories, too, to go back to that, is that if you can cut out sugar, then cancer cells can't actually expand because they don't have anything to eat.
Oh, I've got plenty on me. I'm probably riddled with that shit, goddammit. That's
Here's the thing you gotta do, like how I am, is if I get into something, I get like obsessed into things.
Yeah.
Like any hobby that I want to do,
Yeah.
I'm like way into it.
Uh-huh.
Now's the time to pick a new hobby. Why not
Yeah.
pick health? Get
Yeah.
obsessed
Why
with
not
that,
pick not being fat? I feel like it's a worthy venture, not being fat. I think is worthy of a little bit of my attention, maybe just a skosh. Seth, you're fucking
You should do
wearing a
like
lot
a
of
weight
blue right now,
competition
man.
with everybody. Though.
I said you're wearing a lot of blue right now, man.
I know. I'm repping your shit.
Ooh, yeah, but it's really blue. The blue blood light. There's just a lot of blue. It's really messing with my vibe, bro.
I don't know what to do about
I
that.
don't know either. We're just gonna go with it. I don't know. So are you what's your? I mean, you already take care of yourself. So what's your new hobby that you've picked up? Did you already talk about that and I completely missed it? You have no new hobby yet?
I switch this time of year. I go back to mountain biking from woodworking.
Mountain biking?
Super
That
weird.
sounds like sounds like fun.
Sort of. Yeah, I crashed like 3 weeks ago now. I'm spraying both my wrists off of a.
Oof.
Ooh, that's not cool.
Nothing broke.
Nothing broke. It still hurts. I used to ride 20-inch bicycles quite often when I was younger, and I fell down quite a bit.
You're a dyno, right?
Yeah,
Weren't you?
I had a Mach. Yeah, I had a GT. I had a Mach 1. I had a Pro Series. I had a VFR. I had a couple of nice bikes. Yeah, Mark is short and fucking retarded. Mark had a Huffy.
Yeah.
Mark had a Murray
This
with
fucking guy over
with
here.
steel mags.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was definitely
me.
you. That was definitely do
Oh,
shortstop records.
I'll take shit
I'll
that
take
didn't
it.
happen for 500, Alex.
This is the worst fucking show we've ever done. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
Jersey.
always every show is the worst fucking show.
This is
There
definitely-
not a podcast
this
that
is
you
the
can
worst
We need to
thing
make a
right here.
montage of PJ saying that every episode.
Dude, it'd be 160 of those.
No, it'd be
bastards.
way more than that because I say it at least 2 or 3 times a podcast. This is the worst show we've ever done.
Like, have you ever seen the remix of Trump saying China? You saying this is the worst show ever.
Yeah.
would be amazing.
Look at this. All the comments right now. People are talking about Riley's had a Haro. Jacob had a GT. Talking about dynos. They know what's up, man.
Yep, for show. I had a buddy that had a couple of ROs.
Could you still ride? Like if somebody gave you a bike, was like,
I think I could get on a 20-inch right now and do a couple of tricks like that I wouldn't be able to do when I was younger because I wasn't strong enough. Like I could probably do a couple of really sweet fucking 360s and stuff, bunny hops, but I would probably taco the rims. I would probably bend the rims on the bike. No, I'm just being honest. I could get the torque. I could get around. I'm just saying I would donger some rims right now. I'm way too heavy to be doing that.
I don't even care about push-ups anymore. I want to see you 360 on a bike. Like I will buy and ship you a bike just so you can do that on camera. That would be amazing.
So we're gonna do now we're yeah. I mean yeah, dude. I just don't understand. So now it's the 360 challenge. That's
if anybody's watching the comments, comment down below.
I might even be able to find some of me doing it. I might even have some video. Yeah, I might even. Yep. Let me ask somebody.
I want to see it now though. I don't want to see like old TJ. I want to see like new TJ doing it.
I could probably do it. I feel like I could.
Didn't you get that program where you put Perry's head on the guy in the wheelchair that was on fire?
That would be 360. Would be way too hard to do. Be way too hard to do. I would fuck the bike up or myself, one of the two. I would say with almost certainty, it's either me or the bike is going to get damaged in some kind of way. I'm probably going to hurt my elbow or my knee, most likely, or bend the rims on the bike and hurt my elbow and my knee, most likely.
You know what the crappy thing is we all have like the good old days. Like we are old now. When you're like, oh man, I still remember when. Like, just you like could say that, and there was a day when you.
Well, just like those 15 push-ups, I feel like I'm able to get one trick off. Maybe a 180. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go for the gusto, but probably not. I'll probably break the bike because I'm fat.
So Jersey, you have one of those like $5,000 mountain bikes?
I do. Yeah.
I do.
Those things, if you're gonna spend $5,000,
that's more than that. Yeah.
I love it.
So I have a motorcycle. It's for sale, so I can buy more bike things. No.
Jersey said, yeah. It is a
$5,000.
It's actually more expensive, bro. Well, keep going.
It's one of those things when you get into a hobby, you get down that like wormhole of like.
Yeah. You can go deep in a lot of things. There's a lot of people that go deep in a lot of shit. They go super deep. Like Mark. Mark's going to sit here and try to judge, but Mark goes super deep too.
No.
Who else figures out how to polish things, formulate their own polishes and shit like that? Like Mark acts like he's never been. Yeah. Mark acts like, listen to you guys.
No, I'm in a total agreement, dude. I take things to obsession too. For when I built my shop, I bought my house, and 2-3 years later. I bought the shop, and the shop was, you have to build it. Mm-hmm. It sat in my garage for another 3 years till I had the money to pour the slab, put the electric and everything. We put the shop up, and then I spent the next 10 years buying tools because I'm obsessed with tools. And now I'm disappointed because I go to a tool store, and there's like not much that excites me because I kind of have most everything I need.
You have the better version of that.
Yeah. So I spent 10 years buying all these tools but having no money to do projects because I'm spending all the money on the good tools. Right. Now I'm having fun building shit, but I do take things to an obsession. I understand, and I've always said since the very first podcast, you got to have a hobby. I watched my dad; his hobby was his business, and then when he could hardly do his business, he's the one sitting in the chair while the old lady's shopping. That ain't fucking me.
How is your crawler going? Did that stop work, or is it still going?
No. Kate goes, we're going to have that thing done in a month. You keep coming home early. Here, let me show you my, let's see if you can see this.
Oh, man, what'd you do, dude?
Yeah, dude, bad. That was so bad. I wore my wedding ring for 22 years, okay? And I just was tack welding something, and I have a wire feed and a big ball of slag. The metal wasn't clean enough, so it splatters more, right? Big ball of slag shot off the welder and hit my ring. Okay, what's the chance of that, right?
Right.
So now you got metal that's 1,800 degrees on a silver ring, right? But when I'm doing something, like my wife says, you could practically cut your hand off and you don't even pay attention because you're busy doing something.
Yeah.
So the night before last, I woke up, my finger was fucking purple, and my ring was buried within my finger, right? So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get this thing cut off. So I get up for work, I go in the shop, and I haven't had that ring off in 22 years. So I'm like, how am I gonna get this motherfucker off? I grab it with a pair of dikes, and it wouldn't cut through the ring, right? So I take a screwdriver and slide it under the ring and take a die grinder or, a Dremel tool grinder and cut that bastard, and it started getting hot. So now it's burning, and I walk in with it in my hand and I put it on the desk, and my wife goes, she gets a tear in her eye. What's going on? Why did you cut your ring off? I go, look at my fucking finger, So now that it's cut open, I'm going to get it resized. And but no, dude, that was a painful one, but yeah, that was
doesn't look good.
No, it actually looks a lot better now, Seth, because I was like, I'm going to lose my finger if I don't get this ring off, because it's cutting off the circulation. And I'm like, and the last place I'm going nowadays is a hospital.
Yeah,
I ain't walking no hospital or nothing.
Hell no, bro. Hell no, dog. And that's
I will say this: as far as that project is going, I'll send you some updated pictures. I don't have that. Like my neighbor that used to live here had this ability to look at something, envision it, and then put it into his hands, right? So I look at someone else's design, enter it into I have a software program for the tubing. I design it in there, and then I build it outside, and it's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a waste of materials because I'm able to repurpose them and use them somewhere else. But it's frustrating to me because it's taxing my ability, because I've never been good at this. Is geometry. You know what I'm saying? You got to know angles, you got to know everything, and so it's taxing. But I'm about probably 50% done with the frame, the motors in it, the transmissions in it, the transfer cases in it, the running gear sitting underneath it, and now it's just a measuring game. And again, math has never been my
strong suit,
my thing. Yeah, so it's I go in mentally drained. Not physically drained, but it mentally beats me up. But it's coming along.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What's Seth's hobby?
Yes.
I play music, so that's my hobby. I play guitar. Yeah. See, this is why I never say anything. No.
We're not gonna trash you. Go ahead.
I like write music in my spare time, do stuff like that. So that's what I do with time off.
You write music or lyrics?
Music. I'm a terrible lyricist, but I'm good at writing music. So. But yeah,
and your
a hobby.
Yeah, your guitars are probably pretty fancy. You got it too?
Yeah, I got two, and I mostly play acoustic, but yeah, every once in a while I'll play electric. But yeah, I would say that's my hobby.
That's cool.
That's awesome. No, music is smart. You got to be smart to do music. I mean. Like drummers they've already proven drummers have something different in their brain. Because they're a really good drummer, not a guy that picked up some sticks and played since he was 10, but a really good drummer. Like I knew a guy, he was a roommate of mine, and he played in a band, and he could play 4 different beats at the same time. Left hand, right foot, left foot. Unless you can totally separate your body into doing 4 different things at the same time, you're never going to be that proficient with it. You could be good, but you're not going to be that guy. And so musicians are usually smart, very smart people.
Yeah,
they are.
Whether
you're playing drums, guitar.
You're smart, Seth.
Oh, look at that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So.
You're really smart. So now that we got that covered.
I couldn't buy when I was a kid. So
I wasn't expecting.
Do you,
I honestly wasn't expecting Mark to blow you in this episode, but it's cool.
No, I know.
He always says I get him. So.
But you don't have a guitar collection, Seth? Like most guitarists have multiple guitars.
I'm cheap.
Yeah.
I'm cheap, and I'm just like, these 2 work fine for me. So yeah. I mean, I've spent good money on the guitars I have, but yeah, I don't want to spend my money like that. So.
But like most musicians have a relationship with their instrument. They really do. Like, you ever heard the story?
What the fuck is this guy talking about? Go ahead, Mark.
You ever heard the story about Peter Frampton's guitar? You should watch the story, because Peter Frampton had a Gibson or whatever built him a custom guitar. Okay, never mind. In the '70s, it was probably a $15,000 guitar, right? And it was unique in the sense that it had 3 pickups on it, right? Well, he was out of the country playing, and the plane that had all the musical gear and some of the roadies or whatever crashed on the runway, okay? And the shit burned to the ground. One of the first responders got that guitar. They said it burned up in the plane crash, right? About 15 years, 20 years later, someone had that guitar and it got out because the guy was playing in a local bar and someone recognized the guitar. You know, and Peter Frampton even had Gibson build him another one, and he said, it's just not the same. It's not my guitar. You know, well, it cost him a butt ton of money because the country that it was in put a tax on it. I mean, he ended up spending like $50,000 to get his guitar back. But it's an interesting story.
How do you find, I mean, how do you know these things?
It's just shit I've heard on the radio or on. He was doing an interview. I believe it was with
Mark
Howard
is like
Stern.
a fucking fountain of useless knowledge. He just like
Yeah, I am.
He's my own personal Joey Diaz. I have my own Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz. I can't stop listening to him. But you know, I've always figured, and I've said this before. Whatever you do, I don't do a lot of different things, but whatever you do it well. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be great at 10 things than shitty at 100, but can do more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't do flips on a fucking bike. You know, I know how to ride a motorcycle. I've had bicycles because I can't do it. I don't have, dude. I know a guy that has that coordination. Like for instance, I watched him get on a unicycle, not a fucking little unicycle, a 6-foot fucking unicycle. One that if you fuck up, you're gonna get hurt. Within 2 minutes, he was riding around the block. Okay, a unicycle is a very hard. You might know this, Jersey.
I've never.
It's hard to ride because
you
got to push back on one pedal and push forward on the other to balance yourself. Okay, he always had that. You know, put a 4-wheeler or a motorcycle in his hand and give him a straight up, cliff, and he's going to try to ride up it and do a tabletop on it or whatever.
Right.
There's people that have that natural ability in sports.
Right.
The coordination. I don't have that. I don't have that.
Yeah, we know. I mean, if that was the moral of the story, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We definitely
Moral
know.
of the story.
The moral of the story is we know.
We know it all.
Yeah. Jersey, what I want to know is, do you see an end in sight? How long do you think it's going to be? You think we're going to be doing this for months, man? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think we will be.
I think we got a good
more weeks or so.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think by April 15th this will all be back. The downside is that on some of these people who did something so they didn't do nothing, our kids are out of school until May 15th. So that screws that whole recovery up. If like April 15th we go, hey, we're out of the woods. Everybody's watching the curve. They know when we're going out of it. But now the kids are still out. It's still going to keep hindering things. So I think that people who are planning too long, and they're going to screw it up for the rest of us, I think.
Right. Well,
yeah.
I don't want to say you'll go that long either.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's
I don't,
like
man, that's really, that's rough to wrap your head around. It would have been cooler if a lot of other states probably would have stepped in line a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? If everyone would have, but.
Yeah, but there's hindsight to all
what
this.
What can you do?
Nobody
There's
should
nothing
know
you could do
when
about
this all
it.
came that it was actually going to be a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, we don't really know. I mean, all of the repercussions from this so far. We're not real sure yet. So maybe, hopefully, it's not as bad as it could be, because it could definitely be really bad. New York is in bad shape, I know. So. Man.
Yeah, I mean, 8 million people living in a city is going to make it tough.
Yeah, man, dude.
Yeah. You can't coordinate far, or you can't quarantine far enough away from each other.
It's awful.
There wasn't enough time to do it,
Yeah.
Well, that's why Italy's so bad, because they live all on top of each other. The families don't move; they stay.
Well, they
together.
were saying that part of the mortality,
the
mortality rate has a lot to do with the way the households are. That a lot of households have like multiple generations in them, so like usually 3 generations. So you've got little ones with adults with senior citizens. That's a good way for a senior citizen to get sick. You know what I mean? Quickly.
Yeah.
So
they have the oldest population in Europe.
Yeah. That sucks, man.
I mean, that was a breeding ground for it.
That
shows us what
terrible.
worst case scenario could happen.
Right. Well, I mean, besides China, besides that, besides the whole China thing, besides the whole China thing,
they don't report. They don't report either. So what actually happened there, no one really knows.
Right.
I mean, they've claimed to seen pits even in Iran that they dug, mass grave sites. So if you have a mass grave site, they're aware. I mean, they're saying, hey, this is what these are, but you have to have more fatality, more people die than they said to be able to have those. But it's one of those things. You can't really follow anybody else. I mean, the only person we can follow is Italy because they're legit to a point that we know what they're claiming is real.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if that's the measuring stick, that's really scary.
Yeah.
well,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
but they also did things. We're already more advanced in our precautions than Italy.
Oh,
was.
I mean,
So
you mean a little further ahead in safeguards?
yes, yeah. That's why you don't see this quite excessively like Italy kind of is, and that was the one thing that you saw a lot more precaution happening in the beginning when this was realized. But again, this has never happened in history, so for everybody to be on shutdown, they couldn't have really done it any faster because they didn't know it was just something in China. There's lots of things in China that there's a lot of junk in China.
Yeah, well, we do a lot of relying on China for things. A lot of relying on a lot of countries for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It kind of, if anything, hopefully it wakes up the American economy and people start making their own toilet paper factories and their own mask factories and shit.
I think the worst thing about it, obviously this is my opinion, but I think at least some of you might agree. The worst thing about it is the blame game. Okay, the fucking blame game, and it's kind of like, well, shit like this in a political year, in an election year, that's just lined up too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like they sat there and said, Trump wasn't ready for this. We don't have enough masks for everybody. And then you find out that after SARS, Obama was told you need to replace all these 50 million masks that we went through, and they never fucking did. But then all of a sudden it's okay. It's okay. Oh, no, that didn't happen.
The whole thing is like, when you get in a fight with or an argument with your wife, like you're arguing about stuff that doesn't matter. That's what's going on now. Like the blame game doesn't matter. It's
you're not
it is what
anything.
It is.
Yeah, you're not changing anything.
Yeah.
You're not bettering anything, and it doesn't make my opinion of anybody one way or the other because, a year ago, before anything even existed in this, like this didn't happen this way or whatever. Like it's to sell papers, unfortunately, and when you can't talk death rate, you have to talk about something else. You're gonna see before this is done, mark my words, way more newspapers and media outlets are going to go way big into the politics side of this because nobody's going to be interested anymore in how many deaths are happening. As this starts going, tailoring and flattening out, they're going to find another spin on this and another thing. They're going to start scaring people for there being a second wave, which they've already started talking about that there could be, and blah, blah, blah. And they just, they create a little bit more chaos because that's how they sell paper,
Right. Well, I think that's how all media is nowadays. If you get it through the normal channels, you're going to get, it's all a spin. Every last bit of it is a spin.
Yeah.
All of it.
Well, it's
unfortunate.
Here's the thing. If you're telling a story, say the same thing happened to you and Mark at the same event. Mm-hmm. You have a story and Mark has a story. Mm-hmm. You both have stories, and I bet you they involve you more than Mark, and Mark's story involves Mark more than you. Like, there's still focuses because you can only see so much of a story. Like, you just can't see everything.
Right.
That's media.
Right.
Media is telling you their story, and you don't get to hear every side. It's impossible.
Right.
And the access to information is just totally different than it was, let's say, when Mark was a kid, right? Because that's going back far enough.
Yeah.
Maybe your parents got 2 newspapers. Now your access to information is within seconds.
Oh, there was no internet. You had 4 channels on TV, and that was it.
Right. Do you know how long it took to chisel a stone tablet when Mark was young?
Hey, I remember falling asleep to the Pledge of Allegiance every night. You know what I mean? Because the TV would go off and stop broadcasting.
Yeah. You wake up with that beep.
Ba 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 ba. Yep.
See, I don't remember that. That might have happened when I was a kid, but I don't remember it.
I remember that.
It happened in the 70s. That was in the 70s. I mean, my kids come up to me now and go, Dad, what did you do before Xbox? You didn't have Xbox. And I go, I still don't really play Xbox. So, I mean, my kids get a cool game. I'll play it with them.
Yeah, but could you imagine this happening back when I was younger, like in the 80s. I couldn't imagine the
Oh,
pandemonium.
we had
hysteria.
imaginations then, though.
Yeah.
We could have
Yeah.
gotten this all done. You give me a box, and I got
yeah.
Yeah,
got
there's
a
fucking gangs of
restaurant
black
made.
kids roaming the streets.
Right.
Like, you know, fucking shit up.
Fucking shit up.
Well, I feel like my nieces are only 15 and 16 years younger than me, and I talk about before I had internet
Mhm.
at school, and I'm a fucking dinosaur to them.
Right.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You're in the internet, I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not even that much younger.
Advanced for me was Oregon Trail. You dig what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
floppy disk you threw in.
Yeah.
When we were kids, there was a thing that was a smart person, and that was somebody who went out and found the information. You know, like Little Mark was probably one of those who had the Encyclopedia Britannica. But now everybody has the
Yeah.
same information, so nobody's smart because you
I
ask me
still
a
have
question,
those.
I can ask Siri.
It's funny. I still have those encyclopedias at my mom's house, and I'll open them up just to see. It's so cool to look through them. You know what I'm saying? To see the way we got our information back then. But everything has changed. Think about this. Like my buddy Barry, that's in the hospital now for the corona. He once said to me, you know, we used to hang out. I lived, you know, south, and we all had warehouses where we would build our trucks or whatever we would do, race cars and whatnot, motorcycles. And he was like, remember when we didn't have cell phones, but everybody knew at 7:00 Friday night we were out here. You never had to call anybody. You know, now you don't even, I guarantee you, Jersey, you don't know 15 of your closest friends' phone numbers because they're in your phone and you search for them by Seth. You search for them by TJ. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know number.
I don't know my own kids' phone numbers. They're in my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Think about my number before I tell it to people. I'm like, what is my phone number? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad that we rely on not brain power anymore of remembering 25 phone numbers.
If
You
you
know.
forget a phone number or you lose your phone, you go on Facebook. If you're locked out of Facebook, you go on Instagram. If you're locked out of Instagram, there's so much communication that you lose that knowledge side of it.
Yeah.
But that's where media nowadays is so much more than even then. I mean, everybody talks about it, but back in the day, people would be able to think on their own. They'd read it and go, this is a Cronkite, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But now everybody's like, oh, man, I read this on Facebook that if you put an onion in the corner of your room, your house can't get corona. Now there's people with onions in their houses.
Right.
Like, that's what happens, you know?
Yeah. Like you need all the toilet paper, all of it. If you get this virus, you're going to need all the toilet paper. What you need to
I'll tell you this.
what you need to do to survive this virus is build a fort out of toilet paper in your bedroom and sleep inside of it. And that's how you don't get it.
I'm going to go to the gas station and I'm going to rip that 4-foot roll off the wall and mount it in my fucking bathroom. Kate's going to come home and go, what the hell is this? You're going to have a 4-foot roll of toilet paper in there. We ain't running out for a year.
That shit's like tissue paper.
Yeah. Like wiping your ass with notebook paper.
Seth, we should go to our expert Seth on that.
On what?
Terrible toilet paper.
It's.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you're the serial shitter of the podcast. You'll shit anywhere. I'm sure you've experienced some terrible toilet paper, like that stuff that's just super slippery. Like it's.
Like your hand goes through it. And
Yeah.
really well.
Good thing I'm a window
I
cleaner.
thought the word serial shitter was worse enough.
No, I will. Well, no, I guess these two only shit at home. I shit wherever I have to go take a shit. Yeah, like if I have to go, then I go.
Listen, if I'm on vacation and I'm not at my own toilet, I will not go for a week.
Oh
I will
my
come home
God.
very
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
there's another one. Yep.
Yeah, like I told you guys, I will walk into bars I don't like and take a shit there. But I don't.
That's why
I
I'm
don't go to the bathroom in the first floor of my house. I don't like that toilet. That's not my toilet.
So I walked around. Hey, listen, I walked around the huge convention that whole time constipated, bro. I'm glad that you were constipated too. It makes me feel better that
By the
Josh
end,
was
you walked
constipated. Yeah. Everyone's real tight.
I shit everywhere.
So it's like I was fine.
Yeah, that was good.
I shit a lot everywhere. I think you might even
I
shit.
shit
You
in
actually
that Irish
no,
bar we
you
went to.
didn't you shit in my
Yeah.
bathroom? You shot.
No, I did.
Yes,
That's
you-
your bathroom. I didn't shit.
You didn't?
No, I did not. I know. I wouldn't. I don't like shitting in someone else's like personal space.
Oh.
But if it's a public area, I don't give a shit.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
Okay.
What if someone's in there?
You do
No
give
problem?
a shit.
Oh yeah, no, I don't
He does
care. If
give
I
a
have to
shit,
go, I
yes.
go. The
You're
Irish
right.
bar we were in, I think I took 2 shits at. That one, the outdoor one where we were all hanging out outside.
Yeah.
I definitely went to bed, like took 2 shits.
It's amazing.
Ate food and then shit again. Yeah.
Are you not on that bidet game? You're still.
I grew up in a house with a bidet, and that shit is gross. Like, we bought a house from an Italian family, and there was a bidet, and we all were like, "What the fuck is this thing?" When we moved in.
Yeah, see, that's somebody else's bidet. Like, that's all that would be in my brain.
Hey, I got a question, Seth. Since you're the toilet master, in the hospital, right now, and someone can answer this. In the hospital, they have a toilet, in your room.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that thing that goes down that adds water to the toilet? You know what I'm talking about? It's a big. It looks like.
I don't know.
It's a faucet. It goes like this. Ask your girlfriend. It goes like this, and you could squirt it into the toilet. What is that?
Only a bidet.
No, it's not a bidet. It points down.
I don't know, just in case there's some extra, maybe you need some turbo power. Maybe you need, maybe you need
a log pulverizer.
What you do, hey, listen, what you do is you flush the toilet, and as the turd's going around, that laser pointer thing that comes down just saws the turd up, Mark. That's what it is. It's a turd saw.
I mean,
what
you
are
guys ever
Jersey poor Jersey?
Because you know it's bad. Like mid shit, you're like, I have to flush this. I need to go. I need this to be over with.
Screw music. Music is not your hobby.
Yeah.
We found your hobby. Look at the smile on his face.
This is a poor hobby that I have. It's just I eat garbage and have to shit.
One time, we and one of my guys were working at PGA National, right? And we walk into the bathroom. We're both peeing, right? So we go to the urinal. We're peeing, and Jason points, and I look and I see, crumpled up pants and shoes. Someone's taking a shit. So we just keep on peeing, and I'm not thinking about it. But when we get to the door, he goes like this, and he holds me back. We don't say a word, and he opens the door and just lets it close without us leaving. And then you hear the thunder. We sounded like a bunch of schoolgirls giggling in there because the guy was waiting till the release.
Yeah.
Oh, I have, no chance. Like, if you want to open up the door while I'm taking a shit, that's on you.
Dude, I can't help it. There's been a couple times a dude in the stall next to me, I'll tear some ass and I laugh. I can't help it, dude.
You have to laugh. It's hilarious.
I'll be like, yeah.
That person's laughing in there too. He's like, that was a good one.
I always tell him to flush. I start laughing. I'm like, make sure you flush. Make sure you flush. Make sure you flush. That's the best way to go, man. Make sure that you flush.
What's your hobby now?
What's my?
So we got everybody else's hobby. What's
my
your hobby now?
I don't have a hobby anymore. My hobby is
You're able to go out.
Dude, my hobby is self-loathing and regretting Mark ever having to be able to touch a fucking microphone in his entire life. My hobby is figuring out ways to keep Mark from worsening the population worse with his filth and his potty mouth and his bad advice. Toilet bowl cleaner is a good thing. That's my new hobby. Toilet bowl cleaner is a good thing. I don't know, man. I do a lot of things, so I don't know if I could really narrow down. I like TV the most. I think if there's one hobby
what aspect?
Every bit of it. My favorite aspect of TV is the sitting down part of that's
the watching.
Yeah,
okay.
My favorite aspect of television is watching it. No, I like to mess around. I mean, as you know, with YouTube and stuff like that. I like to do podcasts, and I like to avoid people in large spaces. I try to avoid sweating.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
You like to be in front of people, but not in front of real people.
Yeah, I like to be in front of people, but not in front of people. It's a conundrum. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it. I miss Seth on the podcast when he gets up. Did you have to go pee, Seth? How many beers have you had, Seth?
8.
8 beers. I think you did pretty good, man. I think you did good. I think you could probably stop now if you wanted. I'm not going to hold you to 15.
Yeah,
we're not going to hold you to 15.
I don't know if I can get 15 done in 2 hours. But.
Yeah. Well, that's really hard to do anything like this when you got all this negative bad shit going on. Nobody can make any money. Nobody, you know what I mean? It's just you know what I mean? It's
There's no joy right now. That's the biggest thing. Like, there's no joy. In, like, you just. I'm like sitting there like I haven't been out in the garage. I haven't done anything of the hobbies we've even talked about. I'm just kind of like, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and wait to go to bed. Like that's what I'm gonna do because tomorrow's one day closer to this all like sunshine coming back out. You know.
I just need the sun. I just need it to be warm again. Can it just be warm? Can we just start off with warm? Can we start off with warm? That'd be great. Just warm.
I would take that.
I would take
3
warm.
days of 80s coming
Oh,
up. That's
really?
nothing for Mark, but
That's good for
tomorrow,
you.
like, we're in the 80s right now.
That's
It's
awesome,
80,
Jersey.
85. It's nice, yeah.
I would kill for a couple of 80-degree days right now. Oh.
I'd take a 65-degree day right now.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Scratch it. I'll take 65.
it changes your brain, but there's still nothing to do. Yeah.
Right.
I know. Like,
well,
my
you know what? I'll tell you what.
And I can't even do that.
I'll tell you this. If it was warm outside, it would motivate me to do more around the house. There's some projects that I would like to get done around the house. You know what I mean? I've got the material for. I just need the time to do them. It would be nice if it would just warm up a little bit, and I could like dive into that. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
But
I wish being like staying busy like that was as easy as it is to just sit down on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I wish. I wish it was like it tasted as good to eat like a cake as it would be like eat healthy. Like,
No, you're right.
Fair.
You know what? For me, if I come home from work and I put the TV on and sit down on the couch, and I could have something in the shop I really want to get done that I've been thinking about all day. If I sit down on that couch, that's it. I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? So I literally come home, get with the dogs or whatever, and go out back and go. And then I can, once I get into it, I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it. But as you get older, that sitting on the couch, my wife's like, you really like to be horizontal. Yup.
Yeah. Hey, Seth, what do I get if you don't drink those 15 beers? I mean,
shit, I don't know. What do you want?
I think you should get 15 push-ups from him.
Your everlasting friendship, Seth. I won't make you do push-ups.
Friendship works for me. I can do
All
that.
right, let's do that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
You guys are coming back to my kind of podcast.
Please do not drink all those beers. I want us to be friends forever.
Well, do you have to drive home, Seth, or is that your
No,
house?
I'm getting picked up.
I'm getting picked up.
Pick me up and shop.
Yeah,
my girlfriend had her car shipped back from San Jose, so I let her borrow mine for the next 2 weeks. So she's picking me up.
That's cool.
I mean, I might use it, so it's fine.
You have a shop detached from your house?
Yeah.
So you're just hanging out at your shop right now?
Yeah. Well, I can smoke here. I don't smoke in my house, so.
Okay. You're fucking.
So how do you do that?
Yeah.
If you're smoking is an addictive thing. You go outside or something. I mean.
Yeah. If I smoke a lot less, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I don't really do it, but yeah, in my house, that's like I just don't do it.
Oh man, dude. I want that. I gotta give that the good college try, man. I cannot. I want to do that so bad. Quit smoking.
What?
Oh, I'd love to quit smoking. I'd love to, but I'm afraid if I quit smoking, I'll balloon up to 780 pounds.
It's tough when you quit smoking.
I won't. I'll have to use a Gradol and a fucking basket as a lift because I won't be able to use a lift. I'll exceed the weight limit in the basket. I'm already.
Once you get past like 10 days, it's really not that bad.
Right.
It sucks the first 10. Like you.
Well,
I've quit a year and a half and a year.
Right. You guys seen that picture of that toe behind lift that I was using the other day? It couldn't even get me in the air. That's how fat I am.
That's bullshit.
I swear.
No,
it just barely worked.
The
Dude.
500. I have the same
it just
lift.
barely worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a valve open.
Yeah.
That's a nice little lift, man. It's all electric. It's a pretty nice lift.
Yeah. Yeah, Nifty makes a good product.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice lift, man. That was fun to use. That made that gutter job, even with setting that up, which it wasn't very hard to do. Even setting that up, I had that job done in 45 minutes. Super easy, 2 stories in the air with a steep pitch, you know what I mean? So I couldn't really walk it. So instead of setting the ladder up and cleaning, I just zip, done.
Yeah,
done, son.
Nice.
You know, it's like
a lot easier that
it's
way.
like having a water fed pole. Like if you owned a lift like that, you'd use it on so much more things.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wish
Sorry
I
about
could.
long. That's all I'm asking about.
Say
Like,
that
No,
again?
it's light.
Yeah,
That
they're
lift
light.
probably weighs 3,500
Yeah, they're
pounds.
super light.
Yeah.
I mean, you could bring
Mine's 40.
you could bring a
Mine's
couple of
40.
cleats for it to sit down to
Yeah.
put underneath the pads. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
with most of them, they got a sensor in there that's got to be locked down, so it'll allow
Yeah,
you to move
okay.
around. But
Yeah. My lift is 4,400 pounds, but it'll fit on a sidewalk, on a 3-foot wide sidewalk. So, like, we've disconnected it from the truck, and as long as the lift doesn't come off the sidewalk when you're pushing it, you're safe. If it gets into the grass, you ain't pushing it no more.
Right.
You know, I don't have that drive option on mine. So, I mean, there's been times where we've had to take a tow rope, to keep the truck on someone's driveway and
well,
pull
the
it.
one with the one that he had with the motor on it is the one that guy brand new took out first rental. Guy takes it out, cuts down a tree, and the tree falls on the lift and destroys it.
Yeah, he was telling me about that,
Yeah.
and I could have bought the basket out of that. He sold the whole thing for $6,000.
Yep, I sold
It's a $50,000 lift. That's the same one I have. I have.
Have you ever seen those Topin lifts or the Tupin
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah. Those are. I put a picture up on the Squeegee Life page. We just finished up a hotel construction cleaning, and they brought one in there. It was I think a 96-footer, 90-something footer. That thing, it looks like a giant crab. It's bad.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, very few people.
The small one's like 130,000.
Yeah. It's remote control, dude. A guy gets out and he's got this thing that goes over the shoulders, okay, and then it's got joysticks on it, and you can drive that thing wirelessly, okay,
Yeah.
and put it where you want it. The problem is, Denka was one of the first ones, and now they have the Tuapin, and there's several other manufacturers that are making the Atrium lifts. The problem is, it's just not affordable in window cleaning. Dude, my lift was $50,000. It cost me $1,100 a month on a lease, plus another $400 for a Lloyd's of London policy because my insurance wouldn't cover it. And I got to be honest, I've been honest about it. When that lift isn't moving out of the yard, you cringe because you're paying for it. But when it gets you work and you don't have to rent one for $350 a day, like TJ's got the best of both worlds because his cousin owns a rental shop. But
and my cousin's
you
a
know, like
sweetheart.
all my competition
My cousin's
was
a
like
sweetheart.
that guy's, all my competition out of pretty much, I figured it's out of jealousy when I got mine. We're like, that guy's going to go out of business trying to pay for that thing, but that lift, and Jersey, you guys know I don't do any advertising. I have my phone number on the lift. That job got me. That lift, I was cleaning a corridor between a parking garage and one of the buildings, and it's just easier to use the lift on it. The guy from the college across the street walked over. He said, "Hey, how tall is that lift?" I said, "Well, it's 55 feet." And he says, "No, collapsed and everything." I said, "It's about 7 feet tall." He had an 8-foot ceiling in a parking garage, and on the top floor of the parking garage were lights, and no bucket truck could get up in the parking garage to change the lights, right? So he says, "What would it cost me for you to come across the street, drag that thing through my parking garage, and change my lights?" I said, "Well, I'm not an electrician." I said, "So if it's just light bulbs, I'd be happy to do it for you." I said, "If it's ballast and everything, I'll leave it up there. You bring in your electrician, and I'll operate the lift, and get him to the lights." So we brought the lift over. I changed like 6 bulbs. Everything worked. He's like, "What do I owe you?" I said, "This is what you owe me. Here's my card. And when this college goes out for bid, I just want an opportunity. That's all I'm asking for." I'm not lying to you. 3 weeks later, I got the bid packet and a phone call with the pricing. I've had that job for 15 years, $1,200 a month. 15 years.
Nice.
The lift, it paid for the lift.
Yeah.
The job paid for the lift.
Nice.
All I did was an hour's worth of my time for free. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a great piece of equipment. It's expensive to maintain. Mine's at a point now. I've had to change some hydraulic lines. At this point in my career, honestly, because I'd like to be done with window cleaning within the next 7 to 10 years. My kids will be grown. I'll always be a window cleaner. I'll do a small route. I'll get rid of the employees, the insurance, all the expensive equipment, and just go out and hopefully be able to support the rest of my life on a small route. And I would buy another one, honestly. But at this point in my career, I'm not signing on another $50,000 loan.
Right.
I just don't want to do that.
You could probably you can find the parts to maintain yours to get it back into good working order. You know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need to do that, and if I get some of that stimulus money, I'll put $5,000 in it tomorrow morning. A new basket, change the rest of the lines that I want to change. Because, dude, let me tell you, that hotel where they brought the Tua pin in, my guy, we had that 185 footer out there, and I was doing everything from 4 stories and down, and they weren't running the 185. I was kind of under them, and when I went in there and pissed and moaned that you guys put cars in the way, those all have to move because we're on a deadline here. They pissed and moaned back at me. I bring my lift down there, they move all these cars, and it blows a fucking hydraulic line right in front of the hotel. I felt like a big fucking asshole. And it's down for a day. I take it to the line shop. They won't work on it because of the liability, so I have to take the line out, bring it up to them. They make me a new one, and then I got to pull it through. It was a long one through the boom. It was like 65 foot.
Oh man, that sounds miserable, actually.
And the problem is when the lifts blow a line like that, they go into a lockdown mode. So the only way to get it to go down is to continuously spray hydraulic fluid everywhere. Because what happens is every cylinder has a shaft lock on it, so it senses instant low pressure. It locks you so you don't hit the ground, right? Well, it goes into that mode. You push the button and move the lever, and it's just shooting oil, hot hydraulic oil everywhere. So then you got to clean that mess up. You know, it's a nightmare.
You're painting a beautiful picture for people who want to buy one.
Well, look, I got to be honest. The first 7 to 10 years, other than maintenance of tires, oil changes, filters for the hydraulics, I had zero overhead other than the maintenance. But after that is when things start to deteriorate. Right. Everything's moving. You know, lines get chafed.
Right.
And then you wear them down, and then it exposes the metal braid in there, and then it starts to rust, and boom, there goes the line.
Right. Well,
you know,
this is the doom and gloom episode. I'm sorry, Jersey. We brought such an upbeat guy onto this downtrodden podcast. I just don't feel like we were on our stride at all tonight. Mark was pretty much carrying the whole show, poor guy.
This was a good podcast. I honestly,
it was terrible.
I missed being on the other podcast that you did on Monday night, but I did listen. Jersey, it's always great to see you. You're a breath of fresh air in a shitty world we're living in.
Sure, man.
You're such a positive person that I appreciate you being here. You know,
thank you.
Seth's a pussy, can't drink 15 beers in 2 hours.
Yep.
So you know,
so Jersey. So if guys can shut up for 2 seconds, Jersey, I think should plug his show, and you guys should know where to call Jersey for gear. So you do that.
Definitely. My number is 862-312-2026. That's a cell. Text me, call me, whatever. And WCR Nation, the Window Cleaning Podcast, is my podcast.
Yep.
So
The
number 2 podcast.
No, I think this episode completely proves that you are the number one.
This is the worst episode
We're
ever.
definitely the shit.
You know
We're
what?
definitely number 2.
We're hanging it up.
This is the worst one ever. Yeah, so this episode, my show would be number 1 over this episode, but the rest of it, it's...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely... We'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back, but we'll be back eventually, I'm sure. We'll probably get another impromptu show again, I'm sure.
Yeah, now that my day is going to be ground down to tomorrow's my last day of washing windows for a while. You know, this hasn't... You, TJ, have been dealing with this for the last week,
that's what
right?
Jersey's like. What are your hobbies, dude?
Yeah.
I'm just loathing. Just like my life sucks. Is my hobby right now is like, dude, I just want to crawl in a hole and never wake up again. It sucks, dude. That is really demoralizing, man, because you go and every guy that's watching this or listening to this gets up every morning and has a routine. And when the routine is snatched from you, there's nothing that you can do about it. You know what I mean? There's not you can be go to someone to complain. You know what I mean? You can't, because the restaurants are all shut down, or Bob's Boot Barn isn't open because he's non-essential. You know what I'm saying? What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do when Ferrari doesn't want to sell any cars for a couple of weeks? What do you do? What I mean? There's nothing you can do about it. And that's the
part you're lost.
Yeah, it's oh my God.
You're lost.
And my thing was Seth was dude, and so was Josh. He's dude, email your customers. So last week I emailed my customers, and this week I got 6 appointments. I mean, they're 4 weeks away, but it doesn't matter. At least I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least
we're-
I've got some money on the books. You know what I mean? And I could just figure out something in the meantime. That's great. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, we're all creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And TJ, when you came out last week and said, "That's fucking it, I'm done. I'm gonna go
dude.
pull a paycheck from someone," I said,
Ugh.
I know TJ well enough to know, just like anybody, we're creatures of habit. Okay. Number one, you taking orders from someone telling you, go sweep that floor, go move this car, go deliver this lift. You're gonna be after a week, fuck you. Yeah, you're gonna be like, fuck you. Okay, that house that you're gonna go do for $400 and you're gonna be able to put 350 of it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't happen when you work for somebody.
Anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Nowhere else but here, baby. So I guess that's the moral of the story, really, is, man, if you can just figure out a way to stick it out, get through this, just hunker down a little bit. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? If you can just build your own light at the end of the tunnel. Get those emails out. Get some work on the books coming up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you might not want to do nothing now, but hey, let's get something on the schedule. Or
you don't like, you know what I mean? Like, you do some stuff, like just work on shit. Try to form.
Work 8 hours a day, even if you don't have 8 hours of work to do.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta feel productive. Like, I was already toying around watching the news going, okay, tomorrow at 4 o'clock we're not allowed to work anymore. Maybe I won't even go out. I got one car dealership to do early in the morning. It's going to take me an hour and a half. And what am I going to do? Sleep in another hour? Just go get your shit done. It's got to be normalcy. So the next day is going to be the issue for me when I can't go out and do my routine.
You know what it is? It's like the first day back from a vacation, which I know TJ hasn't taken in a long time, but like that weird feeling of like scatterbrain lost. That's what it is. It's just continuing to do that. Every day you wake up and you're like, I don't know what the hell to do right now. Like, you're lost.
4 days away,
really.
4 days away from me, I'm still feeling that way. Like, I've committed a sin. Like, I haven't been here. There's someone doing all my work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't get everything done fast enough.
And it's your mind messing with you.
And I'm filled with that anxiety right now. Like, I know nobody's out doing anything, but I'm not doing them either. So I don't want nobody looking at my shit being like, man, I'm going to go get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As soon as they say, come clean the windows,
cloud
I'm
runs.
getting them all done that day. The day they call and say, hey, come and do the window, I'm doing it does all 7 locations, all 8 locations, I'm doing all of them in one day. So hopefully they call on different days, because if they do them all in one day, it's not going to happen. But if it's one restaurant at a time, I can do that. I can get that done. I don't know. Just hang in there,
Every cloud
guys.
runs out of rain.
Yeah, just hang on. Just hang on, guys. We'll figure it out. Hopefully next time we have Jersey on, we'll have a joyful podcast. We'll have something really enthusiastic to talk about besides the doom and the gloom. Say that again.
We're all tired from working too hard because we have too much work.
I cannot wait for you to get a microphone. It's going to be the best thing about this show.
It's terrible, man. I need to.
Unfortunately, the thing is this: when you start talking, like the first two words that you say in your sentence doesn't register. You know what I mean? Like it overloads. It overloads the microphone.
Second. Yeah.
So
Hey, Jersey, let me ask you a question. You have children, right?
I do.
Do you ever
I don't
yell
know
at them?
the
You
answer.
ever yell at your kids? I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
You
I
do?
see you as?
no way.
I say cusses all the time at him. I say, listen here, you little rat scoundrels.
Listen, there's no way. No way. Like I said, Jersey's the nicest dude ever. Whatever.
Yeah, dude, Jersey's like in Step Brothers. Bah-ha-ha, yeah. Okay, we're going to do it this time. All right? Yeah. Jersey's like, $1,500 a week for voice lessons, and this is what I get?
That's great. That's awesome. Well, dudes, I hope everyone enjoyed the show. If not, we're sorry. We'll see you guys again soon. Thank you, Jersey, for coming on the show and dealing with us knuckleheads.
Yeah, thanks, Jersey. Great to see you, buddy.
I hope it at least got you out, because I know you're probably sitting there twiddling your thumbs at home. You probably don't have anything to do. You can't mountain bike at night. So
I know. Well, I'd be sitting on chat right now in WCR, and nobody would be chatting with me anyway.
Yeah, you're hard body with that. You're definitely the man on there. If every time I go in there to look something, Jersey pops up asking me what's going on.
Let me ask you something, Jersey. When I go on the WCR site and I'm looking at something and that pop up, but it's not. It's like someone's name. Is that somebody really there, or is that the software doing that?
When it says like we're here to help or
Yeah.
any questions, then it's. But if it has a name, like if it ever says Jersey and then I say what's up, that's me actually typing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there is an automated answering system, but when you chat with somebody, it's actually
only the
someone.
first part.
Yeah,
So
just
as soon as you chat
just
back,
the
you
welcome.
respond.
Yeah, just as soon as you respond,
Usually-
a live guy gets on there usually.
Okay. Okay.
And it's
Yeah,
usually
like people
Jersey.
like, leave me alone.
Stuff from Jersey last year, and it was mostly text message, but it was super quick, super easy. Let me know, like something I ordered was like on back order, and he let me know like every.
Are we seriously gonna blow Jersey on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get a little bit of a blow here. I mean, might as well.
Jersey's the best.
It was easy.
Jersey's got the best podcast. He's number one, and he's really good at ordering things for you guys. So give him a call. Thanks for coming on, Josh. Jersey. I'm sorry.
No worries. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good seeing you, Jason.
Jim, we'll talk to you later, bro.
Peace.
Thank you.